Hey everybody, Robert here from Black Belt Gaming. I'm trying to get some sweet revenge on this particular mission, Escape from Dol Guldur. And it has been brutal. I have deleted hours of footage trying to play this game, and it continues to thrash me and punish me, and a casual player like myself, I'm just getting destroyed. So I'm going to try this again. And I'm actually going to play on easy mode, and I'm going to play on basic mode, which is something I don't even think is in the manual anymore. But the first printing, the first run of the game, there was something called basic, where you played without shadow cards. Just to give myself a fighting chance, I'm going to play with that mode on, just because I want to finish this scenario. I've never gotten very far in it, and I've never defeated it. If you've seen my solo play of this before, it was ridiculously hard, impossible. So I've been playing two-handed for the past couple of weeks and just not being able to get through it. So let's see if we have any better luck tonight. So I've got everything set up. The threat counters are correct. I've been playing campaign mode. I had a lot of fun with the first two scenarios, but this one has been just very unenjoyable. Give us a 7th card. We're playing two-handed, like I said. This is our prisoner here. I think if I can get one of the attachments and make some progress on the second stage, I can get this guy freed. But we've got a couple of, actually 2 Valor cards. Yeah, we have another one here. Due to fighting some hill trolls in the previous mission. But we also got scarred. So if we have allies destroyed, we're going to be increasing our threat, which is not good. Going to be using this die to mark the first player. We'll start with our elves. Like I said, we're playing on easy mode. We start with a starting resource, and then we add one more during the turn as usual. The bad thing is this scenario just fights everything good about these decks. These are pre-constructed decks that you can purchase. I switched in Faramir. He is in the deck. He's just as an extra. Put him in because I wanted him to be able to pull off some things. Thought it might be helpful. But we're struggling. So let's start the planning phase. Well, in this opening hand, I've got a couple of very important cards, I think. Number 1 is a leadership card. It's a song called O Lorien. And that's going to help us recruit allies at a reduced cost. But even more importantly, we've got Ninya, Galadriel's Ring. It lets her play lore resource, and you can exhaust this and Galadriel to add her willpower, because this copy of Galadriel cannot quest, it cannot attack, and it cannot defend. And when that happens, it's hard to do anything in this mission. So we've got the ring. We need to pay a resource for that, though. And the terrible thing is, both of these decks rely on a lot of allies. But this particular mission, you can only play 1 ally total for the entire round. And so you kind of have to decide which team is going to be pulling out an ally. Well, let's go ahead here and exhaust the Lorien card. Reduce the cost to play for this ally, and we'll put her into play. She's going to come into play boosted thanks to Celeborn here, and she won't exhaust when she quests. That's Galadriel helping out. So that is our ally for the turn for both sides. So let's head over to the Gondor deck, and let's see what we can do over here. Well, we've got a shield. That might be good to have. By the way, he has an extra token on him due to Appointed by Fate. It's a campaign card. So Boromir gets a little boost there. I can't play this, though. Rats. It's a tactics card. And our tactics hero is he's been taken prisoner. So that won't work. I wonder if I should mulligan. You know, I think I'm going to do that. This was the 7th card I drew, so I think I'm going to mulligan this hand. And I don't know, just see if I can get something that I can use. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe just a little bit better. One thing we can do is get out the Visionary Leadership. That's a good title for Boromir. We'll spend 2 resources. It's going to allow Gondor characters to get +1 willpower as long as he's got an extra resource on him. So that will help with questing. And then Faramir. Why don't we play our trap, these ranger spikes. These are pretty neat. This is why I put Faramir in here. It can tie up an enemy and keep them up in the staging area with a reduced threat until you want to attack them. So we're going to put that into the staging area. It's going to cost him both his resources because we can't bring in an ally down here. We don't have the ability to do that right now. So that is the planning phase. So I'll take you through our questing steps here. I'm going to be using this die to count how much we've committed to the quest. So for first things, for starters, we can use the ring. Thankfully, we got that on the first draw. Exhausting both of them, she adds her willpower to the Handmaiden. It can be any character, really, but we're going to add it to the Handmaiden because the Handmaiden can quest without exhausting just for this first turn. And she's got a boost to her willpower, making it a 3. So that's going to be a 7 just right out of the gate. And that's really all due to Galadriel and her ring. Without that, this mission is just exceptionally difficult. So that leaves us with a potential blocker and maybe 1 attacker. So why don't we have, I think we're going to be getting some enemies here from the staging area. I can already see, because we're needing to get these attachments like the map here and the key and something else, a torch. And we need all 3 of those and make progress to go to the last stage, which I don't even know what happens. I've never even gotten that far. But we're going to have 2 enemies coming down, probably 1 on each side, in addition to whatever we've got coming into the staging area. But let's go ahead and quest while we have a chance. So Celeborn, he's going to add another 3, making this a 10. And there's not a lot that we can do over here. So the current staging area threat level is 5. It's currently 5. And then that's going to be in addition to whatever else we draw. So if we make some progress, it may not be very much. Just looking at things here, I think I'm going to have Faramir go on the quest as well. He's at +1 thanks to the leadership from Boromir, so he'll go up to 13. And that's That's much better than I have been doing. So 13 committed to the quest. Let's go into staging now. We have the Tower Gate location and the Endless Caverns. So 2 more locations pop up. Threat is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So 5 progress tokens. Pretty good. We'll put a 5 there on our current quest. And let's head into the next part, which is the travel phase. Oh, by the way, spotted something here. When I drew this, it has Doomed 1 and Surge. And I guess that happens as soon as it comes into the staging area. So I may need to recalculate those progress tokens, because we're going to need to draw another one of these, which is the Necromancer's Pass for 3. So yeah, our progress just dropped. So it's actually just 2 instead of 5. And that's a rather costly card there. High threat value. I guess we want to travel here. And to do that, I have to discard 2 cards from my hand. So in the travel phase, I guess I'll drop the Lorien Song since we already have one. And maybe we'll drop the Minstrel. So that's our current location now. And it's time to go into the encounter phase. By the way, it had Doomed. Doomed is a new term for me. I wonder if that meant that we needed to crank up the threat level to 30. I think that's what we do. So doing an engagement checks, we've got this card is attached to this item, and this creature could be coming down. So this is going to be coming here. And then the orcs, as the second player, would probably be engaging over here. So since that's a when revealed, I don't think that takes place, because they were already in the staging area. Everything else new that came out was a location. But that clears up 2 of the attachments. We can try to get them now that the cards have been pulled off. Just double checked, and Doomed is actually going to raise the threat level over here too. So now we're 30 and 33. So we've done our engagement checks, and we're going into the combat phase. We're going to skip the shadow cards, because we're playing the basic game, because this scenario is so hard. So let's resolve enemy attacks. This guy will attack for 2 damage, and I have 2 options here. Why don't I block? I could block with her, but that would take her out. But then he could attack and get rid of that guy. I think that's worth it. So he will attack and do 2 damage. She has 1 defense. 1 gets through. She only has 1 hit point, so she's out. Since we're scarred, that will raise our threat by 1. And then our counterattack will exhaust our ranger here to attack for 3. He's going to use his Valor to increase the damage by 1, so 1 point of damage already. He'll attack for 3. It's enough to destroy this thing, so it's taken out. So let's go over here now. So the orcs are attacking, and I only have 1 character available. So we're going to have to exhaust Boromir to block. And I think that is pretty much all I can do. I don't have anybody to counterattack, so we just hold them off for the moment. Alright, I readied them up. I do need to increase the threat by 1 on each side, so we're 32, 34. And we've handed out the resources already, and we were about to draw cards. Got a Gandalf over here. And a Soldier of Gondor over here. So Gondor is going to go first this time. I'm going to slap on another title to Boromir, give him the Steward. That's going to gain him, I think we exhaust it, right? To add 2 resources, so we're going to do that. And add 2 more resources here. But let's see, we needed to spend 2 to get that. Alright, let's bring in an ally, Soldier of Gondor. Pay 2. And it says, as he enters play, search the top 5 cards of your deck for a Gondor ally and add it to your hand. We're going to take another Gondor Soldier. And then we have to shuffle. Alright, over here, got a handful of allies we cannot play, and that's one of the things I mean. That limitation that you can only play 1 ally in a round is very strong against these decks, which are ally heavy. So, yet another reason why we're playing the basic version. Let's go to the quest phase. Alright, I think we're going to exhaust over here as an action to add her willpower of 4 to a character committing to the quest. And I think we're going to go with Faramir. So by doing that, that's going to commit us for 7. 4, 5, 6 plus 1 is 7. So 7 from these 2. And maybe we'll have him commit as well, taking it to 10. And then I need to take a look at the staging area, see how much threat we're dealing with. It's 4 points in the staging area, and we're going to be drawing 2 cards. So I'd like to keep him out to attack, and I kind of want to keep him ready for anything that may come. So I think we're going to stand at 10. Let's go ahead and go through the staging. Got another location and yet another location, adding 4 more points. So these are really stacking up. So what is that now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 9, 10. So 2 more progress tokens. They're going to go on our current location, which it only needed 2. So that wipes that one out. So that's good. Maybe we can grab one of these others. So after quest resolution, we go to travel. Let's pick one of these places. Let's travel to the Enchanted Stream. 2 progress tokens needed, and while this card is here, we cannot draw cards. So there's no engagement to really be done. No shadow cards due to playing the basic game. So it's time to resolve some of the enemy attacks. We've got the orcs here. they will be attacking, but there is a chance for what's called an action window, maybe. Let's take a look over here and see. I'm trying to learn more about this. Combat phase begins. We're skipping the shadow cards. There's an action window here in the combat phase, and I think I'd like to take advantage of that. So Haldir can, if he hasn't engaged an enemy this round, we can exhaust him and make an attack against an enemy not engaged with you. So he's going to make a 3-point attack over on these orcs. They have a 0 defense, 3 hit points. That is enough to wipe them out. So his attack, surprise attack on the orcs, takes them out. So I think we're capable now of taking some sort of action. So I wonder if we want Boromir to exhaust and take an action and maybe take this shadow key. It says raise your threat by 2 to claim this objective when it is free of encounters. At the end of each round, this character suffers 1 point of damage, which is awful. But we got to raise our threat to 36 for taking this. But I guess that was worth it. Now that we've taken this, I believe it frees up Mendor, who comes back into the game with 1 damage on him. And from now on, he'll be kind of marking the starting player, unless he gets killed. All right, we've readied up, and we'll shift Mendor over. Let's increase our threat. 33 for the elves, 37 for the Gondor team. And we're ready for resources and card draw. So yeah, still trying to learn about these action windows. We're going to go ahead and exhaust the Steward of Gondor and get a couple of extra resources right as we are drawing cards. So we'll take 1 over here, and we'll draw 1 over here. Got a Gandalf. I think I have a Gandalf on each side. And we're heading into the planning phase. So I think for the elves, we're going to play this one, draw 2 cards, and then discard 1 from your hand. Actually, we can't do that. I need to put that back. And I need to put Gandalf back over here, because this one, we can't draw cards as long as this is out. I forgot about that. So we're going to have to wait there. We're going to skip the card draw and see if we want to play anything from our hands. Maybe we want to get another elven ally out here on the board. All right, why don't we take 3 resources off of Haldir and bring in this Sylvan Tracker. He's got some healing ability, which kind of makes me think maybe the Shadow Key should be over here. But he's boosted for his first turn, thanks to Celeborn's help, and he won't exhaust for questing, thanks to Galadriel. So what about planning on this side? We've already played an ally, so that is it. Let's go to questing now. All right, we got 15 committed to the quest. Just a couple of characters here left over, and Boromir on this side. So we go to staging. We draw a King Spider and And something here. When revealed until the end of the phase, raise the total threat in the staging area by X, where X is the number of players in the game. So 2. The spider is actually going to be caught in a trap. These ranger spikes. So that's going to attach to the spider, -2 threat to it. So it basically is not threatening. And what happens here? You don't make engagement checks against this enemy, so it is kind of stuck for now. But the other card added 2 more threat to the staging area. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 in the staging area. But we got 15 on questing, so what are we talking here? 7? So 7 progress tokens, but 2 of them need to go on this location. So that's going to spill over to 5, giving us a total of 7 on the main quest. We need 9 to knock that out. But Enchanted Stream is out of here, and now we can perhaps draw one of these others. Why don't we take this Tower Gate? It says after traveling to the Tower Gate, each player places 1 card from their deck face down. And I think this serves as an orc guard. So face down in front of you. These cards are orc guards and act as enemies with 1 hit point, 1 attack, and 1 defense. So I thought it was a good time to maybe do that since we didn't have any other enemies bothering us. That spider is caught on the spikes. So maybe we can do something about these guards. So I don't think we need to deal with engagement checks. Spider is spiked up. So let's begin the combat here. This orc will attack unless we want to take an action of some kind. Since we're engaging somebody, I don't think we can. So he will be attacking for 1. We're going to have the Sylvan Tracker exhaust. And he can block 1. So that's going to be a standoff. But Haldir is going to retaliate for 3 and take this guy out. Over here, this orc will be attacking. I think it's going to come through undefended. And I think undefended attacks go to your threat, don't they? So it's a 38. But Boromir's going to retaliate and attack here and do multiple points of damage to it and take it out. Unfortunately, that was a Gandalf card. So that's how that's going to wrap up. So I need to make sure I put damage here on Boromir. At the end of the turn, he's going to take a point of damage. So we're going to start to ready up and raise our threat. All right, first player will switch over 39 and 34 over here. So there we have it, ready to start the next turn. Boromir took his point of damage from the Shadow Key. All right, so we've got out the starting resources for the turn and exhausted Steward to gain 2 more. And then we're going to go to our draw card. Got another Lorien Song. And a sword. Leadership sword, that's interesting. So starting player Gondor's side as we enter the planning phase. We might actually be able to bring out another ally. And let's see, what does this say? If this guy comes out, he's a ranger. choose an enemy with a trap attachment. Until the end of the phase, he gets plus X willpower, where X is the enemy's printed threat. That's kind of cool. Why don't we bring him out for 2? And we'll pay 1 and give Boromir here a sword, which is going to give him +1 to attack. We haven't got this guy out yet. Got this Lorien card. I think we can attach this to a different hero. Oh, maybe not. I just saw the little icon up here. I think that means there can only be one of them. So I don't think we can do anything. Everything else is allies, and we already brought an ally out. Alright, I think we're questing for 12 right now. It may be too much, but I didn't use Galadriel yet. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just wonder if that's more than I need, because we've got 4 points in the staging area, and I only need 2 more tokens here. Maybe I should rethink somebody. Could back off Faramir, because we're trying to get all these items. Maybe we do need somebody over here. Why don't we leave Haldir? So that's going to take us back to 10. Let's go staging. Another location. Adding another 2 to the staging area, so that's 6. And then each enemy and location currently in the staging area gets +1. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, it's a draw. So no progress. Well, I think we're going to take an action here and pull down this Gandalf's map and give it to Galadriel, because the penalty is this hero cannot attack or defend, and she can't do that anyway. So I think that's a good decision for her. So question is, do we want to do anything about that spider or just leave it there? I think we'll leave it there since it's helping the ranger. So no combat this turn, and no progress here. We only needed 1, and we were 1 point shy. Well, guess we'll wrap up the turn. We can't travel, and we can't fight. No one to fight. So we have to put another point of damage on Boromir at the end of his turn. This will shoot over and we'll raise the threat to 35, and we're hitting 40 here. Alright, spread out the resources. Time to draw a card. Another ally over here. Tactics ally over here. I think we'll bring in another ally on this side. It's going to cost 3. It is a Mirkwood runner. It will receive a boost and will not exhaust for questing this turn. For the Gondor team, I think we're going to hold with what we've got, so we'll head into questing. By the way, I probably could have used the song and reduce that cost by 1 to bring this guy in. So we'll put a resource back. All right, that's 16 on the quest. Until the end of the phase, we raise it by 2. All threat in the staging area and another location. Just getting stacked with locations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 3 get through. That means 1 here. And then 2 more up here. And that is 9, exactly. So that is enough to actually take us through this first quest card. So it says finding a hidden entrance to the dungeons of Dol Guldur. At last, you attempt to make your way through the caverns beneath the hill, searching for your imprisoned friend. The denizens of the labyrinth stand in your way, while the jailers detain the prisoner. And as a response, it says, after getting any progress tokens on this card, you can free the prisoner with 1 damage token on him. They've been rescued. We still can only play 1 ally each round, and we'll need to get 15 progress tokens. Also, it says that we need to have all 3 objectives. So we have to have the prisoner and all 3 objective cards. So we'll go to the travel phase, and I think we're going to pull this one down off of the last objective card. The Endless Caverns. It just takes 3 to get through it. So that card is now open. And do we have anybody that can pick it up? What's the damage? At the end of each round, raise attached controller's threat by 2. At the end of each round, raised it. Okay. Well, not really sure who that should go to. Maybe for now I'll wait a minute before I take that. Sorry about the focus here. I think I'll wait a moment before I pick that up, because that's just going to raise some threat, and I need to make some progress to get out of here first. So I think maybe as I get closer to the exit, we'll pick up that torch. So there's no engagement, no combat, so we just go through the ready and finishing up of the turn. However, Boromir's going to take a 3rd wound. Alright, so we're down over here to the starting side. He took his wound, we raised the threat. Let's get the resources and card draw. Alright, card draw for this side. Something ally related. Test of will over here. I like that one. I think we'll bring in another Gondor soldier for 2. Then over here, I think we'll have to hold with what we've got. All right, I think I've calculated about 18 committed to the quest. Let's see what we've got. We've got that terrible card that deals 1 damage to all people committed to the quest, but we can counter that with a test of will. Costs 1 resource here from Galadriel. Thankfully, that's not going to happen. And then we've got a spider coming out, threat 2. Let's see where we are. It's 9 against 18, so 9 is 3 of them will go here, and that means 6 on the main quest, which is pretty good. We need 15 though. And that's the quest resolution. Let's travel. Travel here to the enchanted stream. We can't draw cards. Engagement, we're going to engage the king spider. It will attack for 3, and we're going to block with our soldier of Gondor, who is available here. He absorbs 1 point but takes 2. That's enough to destroy him. That's because we're scarred. We take a threat. Boromir is going to use Valor. And by exhausting that, we do 1 point automatically to the enemy. And then we get to heal a point. And then we get to make an attack by exhausting Boromir. So he gets +1, +2, +3. So he's attacking for 6. So that's enough to destroy the spider. So I've been wanting him to be able to take an attack action to use his Valor and heal. It's one of the reasons why I gave him the Shadow Key. So 6 progress tokens out of 15, so not quite half. But that was pretty good. Okay, we just readied up. Oh, by the way, didn't we have? No, we didn't take that yet. So we're just raising 1 point of threat each side. 37, 43. Switching the first player here. And then we're ready to do resources and card draw. But we can't card draw due to the enchanted stream. So I think we're ready to go to the planning phase. And maybe we will bring in Gandalf here. Let's spend some of these resources. Something like that. Tell you what, like that. So Gandalf appears, and let's reduce our threat by 5. So we'll take it down to 32. And he's going to help us there. He's our ally for the turn. Over here, nothing. So we're heading into the quest phase. So the good thing is he won't exhaust to quest because of Galadriel's help. So we're going to use her ability to boost him. That's going to start us off with a questing level of 8. And then, let's see who else we want to add. Currently questing for 20. And I'm just looking for an action window. There is one right before we do staging. So why don't we go ahead and grab this torch, and Haldir will take the action to grab it. And that will be the last objective card we needed to get a hold of. So 20, let's head into staging. Got some orcs here. The first player chooses one character currently committed to a quest to deal 2 damage to that character. We'll put that on Gandalf. He's committed to the quest. Second card, shackles. Attach iron shackles to the top of the first player's deck. So the next time we draw a card, I think we have to discard that instead. So, what is our staging area? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 13. 2 go there. That would be 11 more getting through. 11 plus 6 is 17. That's enough to knock out this one. So we just made it through the caverns. And I think I'm late doing this. We should have already rescued our friend, who would come out with one damage on him. So I've never made it this far. Following a thread of sunlight, you discover a cavern opening leading out through the side of the hill. Stationed outside the cave mouth, however, is a large group of orcs. At the beginning of each quest phase, each player places the top card of their deck face down in front of them. Engaged with them, it's called the Orc Guard. Players cannot defeat this stage while the Nazgul is in play. When did that get into play? When the prisoner is rescued. So we just rescued the prisoner. Goes into the staging area. Alright, so now we're having to deal with that. So at the beginning of each quest phase. Alright. So we may not have played that exactly right, but we got him late. But the Nazgul were a little late coming out, so maybe that's a good thing for us. But he should have come out a bit earlier when we got that first set of 6 progress tokens on that second stage. So where are we now? We just resolved our questing, and now we can go to travel. Maybe we can pull down one of these locations. Each player must exhaust a character they control to travel here. They've got the endless caverns. And then another gate, and we're going to have some orcs coming out. Maybe we'll do the orc thing. So we travel to the tower gate, and we have to take one card from each side. Each player takes the top card of their deck face down. Attached to the top of the first player's deck the next time the player would draw a card. What do you do there? So this is saying we need to draw a card and put it face down, but this is the top card of my deck right now. So a little conflict there. Probably would I dig out the next card and put it in place? Or would I just free myself from the shackles? That doesn't seem right, does it? So let's put out an orc over here. And then we'll put out an orc guard over here. So one on each side. This camera is a bit, well, it's pretty old now, and its focus comes in and out. Looks like we got a little focus shake over here, and I can stabilize it, but then it'll start doing it again a little later. Not sure what's going on. Sorry about that. So we've traveled. We're heading into the encounter phase. We've got some engagements going on. We've got the orcs charging down at us here, and then the Nazgul are going to charge over here. So let's start some battles. We've got an orc guard and then the group of orcs here. We've got 2 enemies attacking. So we're pretty exhausted over here. I don't think we have much of a way to block. I do have Gandalf, but I think we're going to let those attacks go through undefended, because I just don't have anybody, and I'd rather have Gandalf take one of those out. Yeah, because everybody's exhausted. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3 points of damage, raising our threat to 35. Gandalf will counterattack, which will pretty much end him for the turn. And he's going to take out these orcs here. This guy remains. Over here, a Nazgul and an Orc Guard. We do have Boromir. And now we do have this guy, our Ranger. So I'm just thinking this guy will attack for 4. That's pretty vicious. So why don't we tie him up? We've got a card here. It says if you control a ranger and a warrior, after you engage an enemy, that enemy cannot attack you until the end of the round. So we can tie up this Nazgul. Why don't we play that off of Faramir and tie up the Nazgul? But this guy's still free. He's going to attack. We do have a soldier here that can block. So they're going to be at a standoff. And now we can go with our counter attack. Wait a minute, he's available too. So Boromir will be attacking. Maybe, I wonder if we can attack this Nazgul here. How much damage would we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to lay one on him for Valor. And we're going to heal one off of Boromir. And then we're going to hit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more points. That's 3 getting through. So he's going to have a total of 4 on him. 4 out of 9. And the question is, are we going to combine that attack with this guy? Or do we want to take out this guard? If he attacks, he will be adding another 3 points of damage. So once you engage an enemy, add a resource to this guy. So we'll do that. So yeah, let's add his damage to it. Get him into the fight. And so he's going to hit and hit for another 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 damage on the Nazgul. And that guy is left standing. But so are the Nazgul. They're not taken out yet. So I think that will end the turn. So over here, I think we have to raise our threat by 3. And over here by 1. But Boromir takes a point of damage back. And then we have to ready everybody up. So first player would shift over here. And then we raised our threat. We readied everybody up. So I think we're ready to start a new turn. So I think it's during the questing phase that we're going to start. We're going to start needing to deal with these orc guards. So gain resources. I think we can draw cards now. Get rid of those shackles. Drew another trap over here. All right, planning phase. I guess we'll drop another trap into the staging area for 1. And allies. We can bring in a tactics ally now. Cost is 2. He only has 1. Did I play a card or something for him? He should have gotten a resource. I don't think I gave him 1. So we'll pay 2. Now he has none. And this guard, Defender, will come in. Gondor Defender. So that's that. Let's go over here. An ally has been played, so nothing else to do there. So we're heading into the questing phase, and I think here we bring in some more orc guards. 1 on each side. 1/1 attacker. Do they go in the staging area? Is that right? Place the top card of their decks face down in front of them as if just engaged from the staging area. So no, it doesn't go to the staging area. Staging area has 2 locations right now, totaling 3 threat. So let's start committing characters to the quest. Well, we'll exhaust Galadriel to add her questing power over here to Celeborn for a total of 7. And we'll stay at it. All right, we got 16 on the quest. Let's go to staging and see what we have. Mountains of Mirkwood. And a Beastmaster. Beastmaster is going to get stuck in the pit. But it just says any character can choose to attack this guy. So you don't need a ranged ability. But yeah, he's fallen into the pit. Current threat there would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 9 quest that got through. 9 progress tokens. 1 only needed here, so that's 8. That is enough to successfully complete the main quest objective, but we can't because the Nazgul is still in play. It says players cannot defeat this stage while Nazgul is in play. If the stage is defeated and the Nazgul is not into play, the players have won. So we really don't need to worry about these orcs. We just need to take this guy out. So I guess it's okay to go to a travel location. So if we go to these mountains here, sorry, Mindor, you need to give us some space. If we travel here, we need to reveal the top card and add it to the staging area. It's a Cavern Guardian. So he's up in the staging area, so he's going to come down to attack. That may have just added trouble. Well, let's continue to engagement checks. I guess the first guy would come down and join the fight here, and then this Beastmaster would come down over here, and yeah, let's get to it. Let's see if we can knock this out. So starting with the first player, and we've got some allies available, and we've got our 2 heroes available. So Nazgul attacks for 4. Do we want to have anybody block it? Let's have Faramir block. No, he needs to attack. Let's put up a defender here. He's got a defense of 4. Yeah, good. He's wow, I didn't know he was that strong. So we're going to block with him. And remember, we're doing no shadow cards, playing the basic game, because this scenario is a nightmare. So 4 attack, 4 defense. He is held off. He's ducking down, using his shield, poking with his spear, keeping this Nazgul back. This Cavern Guardian is attacking next for 2. We're going to have our Soldier of Gondor block him. And he's going to take a point of damage because he absorbs 1. And then the 2 Orc Guards are going to attack undefended. So that will raise our threat 2 points. And then let's counterattack. Maybe we can win this. Boromir will attack for... we're going to do Valor to heal him 1 and put 1 on the enemy, which is the Nazgul. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 points of damage. We only need to get through 1 point. He's going to hit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 3 points. That kills the Nazgul. And that wins us the game. Boromir won us the game with that strike. Well, everybody, I know I probably made some mistakes. I'm a very casual player of this game, and I was playing on easy mode and the basic game with no shadow cards for combat. I've been playing this again and again and again over the past week and a half, and I've just been losing every time. But this adjustment, I actually enjoyed it. It made it fun. And yeah, I was able to win it here. I'm sure I made some mistakes and missed some things. Playing two-handed is not my favorite way to play. It is a lot to keep track of. But it definitely seems better balanced, the way you can take advantage of ranged. And I know Sentinel can work, but I've never made use of that yet. So, I think Sentinel is like when they're attacking and you don't have a defender and somebody over on the other side has somebody available. They can block for you, something like that. Anyway, this was a extremely tough mission, and without those adjustments, I just don't know if I would have gotten through. It was actually starting to sour me on the game. So I'll probably go back to a more standard level of play as I continue on, but I'm going to be just happy that I played this to its conclusion and actually finished this mission. This is the first time I've ever done it. So played two-handed with these starter decks. I really liked playing Boromir and Faramir together, and the elves and the questing that they could do was just amazing. As long as Galadriel has her ring, then you can really get some momentum. But yeah, that was, I actually enjoyed that. That's the first time I've ever played this adventure out of probably 6 attempts. This probably being my 6th attempt, maybe. And that's the first time I've enjoyed it. Otherwise, it was just crushingly brutal for me because I am far from an expert in this game. So please excuse my mistakes and things that I missed, but I think approximately we pulled off a victory here, and I enjoyed the process. So thanks for watching and hanging around for all this. And I know I didn't throw in much personality through this playthrough. I was just really dead focused because I've lost it and lost it and lost it and lost it so many times. So thanks for being here for the victory. Anyway, catch you later.